Hi guys, welcome back to another speed build. We're starting off at a different point than I normally would for a speed build, and that's because I forgot to record part of this. So I am sorry. All you missed out on is the floor plan. So this is an industrial penthouse sort of build. The existing build here was pretty industrial anyway, and I think it did use these windows. I had really big, like tall walls so I've kind of gone with the existing build, but I have changed the floor plan. I did bulldoze a lot and start again. I wanted to play with ceiling beams. Now, I don't know if there's a better object to use. I did try using the little like fence tool to make it look, I don't know, it was a little bit more seamless using the fence tool, but it didn't look like beams. So I found this wooden plank object in the debug mode, like using the show hidden objects cheat, and I've used it to create some kind of beams, and I've hung these ceiling lights here are just here for the moment to light up the area, but I do on the bottom floor hang some pendant lights from the beams, and I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, it isn't seamless, like it doesn't line up perfectly, but you can't really tell in game. You can kind of tell in screenshots, but that might just be me because I'm looking for it. But I think it still has a pretty good effect. It still looks pretty cool. So when you're on the bottom floor and you look up, you can see them if you've got the second story. What am I trying to say? If you're in like the tab mode, like the camera mode, you can see it. I think generally in gameplay you can't see it unless you're on the top story. But it looks pretty cool. Like if your Sim's on that like little, what is that called? Like balcony area, like loft area, and you're looking down, you can see it. It looks pretty cool. I do play around with the wall colors and that a little bit, but I think I end up just going with the concrete. My sister's messaging me. I'm getting distracted. She's like, "Are you even alive?" Yes, I am. I don't know what she means. I think I was really hungover yesterday. Oh, she sent me a message 4 hours ago asking me what I was doing today. It's 12:30. Wow, she messaged me 4 hours ago. Oh, whoops. She was messaging me yesterday and I was barely replying. I was very, very hungover, very not well. And I didn't really respond to any of her messages, so maybe she's thinking that I've died. Which I did feel like I had yesterday, a little bit. We went to a wedding. A good friend of mine, her wedding was on Saturday night. I'm getting confused because today's Monday and I haven't been at work, but it's because it's a public holiday here. It's Labor Day in Victoria, so we get a lovely day off. So it's nice to have a long weekend. So yeah, her wedding was on Saturday night and it was a really, really nice wedding. And I don't recommend doing this at home or if you're under legal age, but there's free alcohol, so got a little bit happy, a little bit drink happy, but yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think that's why she thinks that I'm dead. I haven't replied to her in probably about 24 hours or more, actually. So maybe after this, I should send her a message. Anyway, back to the build. I like what I did with the kitchen, actually. I've said before in a few videos that I love kitchens. I love furnishing kitchens more than anything else. But I've sort of put a little bit more effort into it with I do some shelving and I place some objects around, and I think I keep it pretty much all in the video because it's my favorite part of the build. So you get to watch me place objects on shelves for like 5 minutes straight. So get excited for it, guys. I've said it before. I think I said it in another video and I've said it on Twitter a few times. I wish there were matching island counters for these jungle adventure counters because they are so cool. I really like them. I know a few people don't like them, but I like the big handles. I like the colors that it comes in. This is my favorite swatch here. It's like so, it looks industrial to me. They look pretty industrial. So I think they grow pretty well for build. I like what I picked for the island counters. So I've used I've got a little bit of a pause. I used the island counters from, I think they're unlocked in the Get to Work pack, I think. I've already forgotten, but they're just a basic they sort of suited the colors, but they were different enough not to look like they just didn't match, if that makes sense. I do use obviously the jungle adventure stove and fridge, and I think they look really cute. And I think I put a little a little table coming out of the side of it, which is one of my favorite tricks to do. I don't know why, I just think it looks really cool. I don't know. But yeah, this is what I mean about playing with the shelving, kind of like as if it's leading into the what are they called? Cabinets. I'm not having a good day, I'm sorry. And you'll notice there was the vomiting pumpkin that I put on the counter. It's because Chris was actually with me at this moment. He was watching me place objects. So I was like, should I put this here? And he was like, what the heck is that? It's a vomiting pumpkin, don't question it. Yeah, so I'm just placing some things on the shelves, and I don't know if I actually hadn't looked at this part before editing it, so I haven't looked to see if I need to cut anything out, but I was here with Chris, so I was showing him like what I do, because he actually came up and he was like, I want to watch you do this, and it was kind of nice. He was like, don't you get frustrated like placing objects just over and over? I was like, no, I find it so therapeutic, especially when things actually line up on shelves. It's great. And you don't have to like stuff around with moving the shelves and the objects a million times. But I like what I did here. I didn't overcrowd the shelves. Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh, that was me showing Chris how big you can make things. A giant jar of peppers. Oh, I'm gonna leave that in. Yeah, like I was saying, I like what I've done here. I haven't overcrowded the shelves. It's just like, I don't know, sometimes I go too far with clutter and things just end up looking bizarre. Like there's just way too much stuff. So I think I've just kept it pretty, like it's cluttered, but I think I've kept it pretty modest in the amount of clutter. But I do some other shelves around the house. And one thing about this build is it's actually not, it's a pretty big build. It's bigger than what I'm used to, and there's not really any rooms apart from like the bathroom. It's all one big open area, and I haven't really, honestly don't think I've filled it in too well, but it's intentional kind of. So I didn't want it to be like all these separate areas. I wanted it to flow. So you'll notice that there's this huge space around, like I moved the dining table to the middle of this big room, and there's all this space off to the side, and it's not really filled in too well, but I wanted it to look like that. You know, I wanted it to be about this penthouse it's industrial, right? So it's, maybe it used to be a warehouse or something. Like I think I kind of took inspiration from like New York apartments. I think from what I've seen on television. I haven't actually been to New York. I'm from Australia. I have no idea actually, but I don't know, you just kind of draw inspiration from that. You know, there's high walls, high ceilings, there's just like a void of space, and it's not overly furnished. Like maybe the person that lives here isn't that well off. Like obviously you're in a your penthouse apartment in the city, so you've got a bit of money, but maybe they like living a simple life. Like I've done a little like art area. So to me, they're just an artist. They're a creative person. They don't really need a lot of flashy things. So I don't know, that's sort of where I've gone with it in my head. So you'll notice it's definitely not as cluttered as a lot of my normal builds, and that's intentional. I wanted it to be more about the space and the actual location and the walls and the tall windows, more about that than the furniture. But that said, I have put a lot of thought and detail into the furniture that I have placed in the house. So like this kitchen, there's a lot of detail there, but at the same time, it's quite small, and there's all this space around it. So I don't know if people like it. Like it's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, but yeah, I just sort of took inspiration from what I've seen of like industrial New York apartments, like converted warehouses, etc. I was looking for something to place, like sort of like a divider against the wall that kind of cuts out the window a little bit more, but I don't know, I think I ended up settling for, you know, not putting anything there. I don't know if there is an object that's like a concrete, I don't know, like a half wall or something that'll go up against a window, but in my head, like that looked really good to me. I had a picture of what I wanted in my head, and I couldn't make it work. I do end up putting some plants along here, but I think I end up, shifting them around a little bit, because it looked, if you've got the same object repeating over and over again, it looks super repetitive. Like I just didn't like it. So yeah, here I go. I just changed my mind. I put a few little planters there. I think it looks okay. It fills in the space a little bit. I've skipped ahead a bit, so I've put some pendants down just to fill the space, and I've switched that window there to a door, so there's another exit to outside, and it kind of justified why there's a blank, like an empty area there. It's like, oh well, it's a doorway, so that's how I got away with it. This, I don't know, placing some objects. Obviously, this sim has a dog. I do put a dog bed and some dog bowls in after this. I wish we had more color swatches for books. It really bothers me that they're always so colorful. Like I'm a pretty much a neutral builder. Like I don't use a lot of color, and I would just love to have like a black and white, or like a neutral like swatch available for the books. But it's okay. We can't have everything. Not all books are black and white. I get that, but I don't know. It just bothers me that they're so bright. They look like kids books. I don't know if they're supposed to be, but you'll notice there's the dining tables like off to the left. I do actually just completely scrap that because I've cut it out because, you know, I end up scrapping it, and I moved the dining table to the middle of that big open area, and I think it looks a lot better there. And I don't know, I hated the seats. I hated the rug that was with it, like the swatch on the rug. It just looked, I don't know, it just didn't look right to me. It didn't look like it fit in the area at all. Obviously, we have to have an elevator, being a penthouse. It's just a really not flashy entrance. Like, it's just, yep, you walk in, there you go, there's the house, you know, apartment or whatever. I think I move it to the side so I can fit a little bathroom in. It's only like a little, what would you call it, like a powder room. And obviously I've cut it out. It's just literally just a toilet and a basin, so you're not missing anything. You can see I've placed the shelves off to the right. I do actually change them a little bit, so I'm moving the camera around a lot. Wow, I'm sorry. This is obviously like the living area. It's very simple. With the shelves, I try to make it look like it's wrapping around the wall, like the corner, like I have with the top shelf, you can see. So I fix that up, and I'm going to put a lot of little objects on there. Yeah, here I am here doing it. It was only mildly frustrating trying to get things to line up. I think I did it pretty well, actually. Yeah, it didn't take that long. I think I'm getting better with this sort of stuff. Like I've got a better eye for it now. Oh man, how long have we got left? Oh, we've still got a while. I have a green smoothie in my hand right now that I've been trying to take a drink of, but I don't want to I don't want to pause my commentary because then the timing will be out, and it's just like harder to edit. So oh my God, trust me, it is a lot easier if you can get all your words out in one go without messing up. But I think I've only done it once. I think I only did it in my first, like that eco doc sort of home. That's the only time I've done like a commentary in one go. I think everything else I've like messed up, or just I've been midway through talking and then just had a brain fart and just gone, and like just stopped and just sat here in silence while the video goes. And then I've had to like try to get back to where I was, and oh my God, it's a nightmare. It'd be so easy if I just like had enough brain power to do a 25-minute commentary and just talk non-stop about anything. I don't care what it even is about, like as long as I can just talk and not pause or not have any interruptions, like Chris busting into my room or Franco whining at my door. It's such a hard life. I've got some urns here. I think it's fine. They're just decorative. It's fine. Yeah, I wanted like something to kind of, I don't know, tie in with the kitchen. It kind of ties it in with the kitchen a little bit. Yeah, this is when I moved the table, end up changing the chairs. I'm really happy I changed the chairs because they were they were not good. And I do want to point out, I do delete most of those ceiling lights that I've put in just for lighting, but I'm really sorry, I have left some. So the version of this that's uploaded to the gallery, there are some floating lights that just look like they're not supposed to be there, and that's because they're not. That's because I just didn't get to delete them. So I've done some hanging plants. I don't know. These are the only plants that I could find that would hang from these particular pendants. And I wanted to use these pendant lights because I think they're the longest ones in the game. But apart from like the chandelier and that, these are the longest ones that you could really get a plant to cover and make it look like it's a hanging plant. So yeah, I did my best. And I do also want to point out that the beams, like the lights are hanging from the beams, but what I've done is I haven't realized that The beams are on the second floor, so they're like one slot up. They're just slightly a little bit higher than like the ceiling would be. So what I should have done, like hanging the pendants and the lights, I should have just raised them up one slot with the 9 key using the Move Objects cheat. Should have just done that once, and they would have actually been touching the beams, but they're just slightly floating off them. But you can only tell if you're like zoomed in and actually looking at it. So you can't tell unless you're not looking for it. You won't be able to tell. But yep, I just like ruining my own builds. I just wanted to point it out in case anyone's like me and would notice that. I do realize that it's like that, and I'm sorry, but I could go in and fix it, but I don't want to. I'm lazy. You get a brief glimpse of the powder room downstairs here. It's a pretty simple bathroom. I like the idea of the window being in the bathroom, and I wish so much that we had, and I know there's custom content, and I do have it installed. I was playing my game with custom content switched off, but I do have it installed for my regular game for gameplay. What was I saying? There's a mod that you can get that changes these windows here, and you'll notice one side they've got a blue tinge and one side they're clear. It fixes that, so they're just clear on both sides. But for like gameplay purposes, I usually turn off my custom content. I turn it on, and for build, like recording purposes, I turn it off. My game runs a little bit smoother, but also I noticed I had some mods, some script mods, like lighting mods, and I had some mods that added extra slots to counters and that, so it just made it a lot easier without having to use Move Objects all the time. That were causing my uploads to be flagged with custom content, which means they're not visible, or they're really, really hard to find. 1 or 2 people had sent me a message saying they couldn't find the the treehouse build. That's why. And I think I do explain it in the video, but I posted it like on Reddit and stuff, and I had like 1 or 2 people ask me, so I'm just going to turn it off for recording and builds and that from now on, so should be all cool. This is well, it's gone. That was the little art area, just a little area where your Sims can paint, and I think I put an easel outside as well, but I might have deleted it, I don't know. So the outside of this penthouse, so there's a little area on each side. Wow, this commentary is a mess, but aren't they all? There's like an area on each side that are both sort of furnished, both of them with entertaining in mind. So one of them we've got a little lap pool and like a little barbecue area. That's more of like a chill sort of just a, want to eat outside and have a dip in the pool sort of thing. Whereas the other side, we've got like a stereo and a bar and a barbecue, and that's more of an entertaining area. And I've gone with like a completely different vibe to inside. So I've used like yellows and whites and really bright colors. And I also do a little bit of gardening using the, landscaping using the mostly Jungle Adventure items. And I love these tiles so much for outdoors. It looks so great. I think it looks so good with just the whole vibe of the outside of the penthouse. But yeah, I use this like, like mossy, viney sort of things. I just go through and try to just make it look a little bit overgrown, but still quite neat, if that is possible. I don't know. Yeah, I just probably should skipped ahead of this. Probably should have, because it's not really that interesting, but okay. Yeah, I really like this build. I think that I actually spent a long time on this. I've sped this up more than I normally do, and I've also cut out, well, obviously I didn't record the actual floor plan, which took a while, and that's when I was doing, I just made a weird noise. My mouth just made a really weird noise. I'm sorry if you heard that. Wow. Yeah, obviously, like I spent quite a lot of time I built the floor plan, and I actually paid attention to what it would look like inside. I didn't just look at it from the outside like I normally would with a house, and then go to the inside and be like, oh, I have to make a floor plan with this. I actually sort of built around like the kitchen, what shape I wanted the kitchen to be, and then like sort of built on it from that. I think I'm going to try to do that in some future builds, like sort of build a room and then build around from that, but also keeping in mind what the exterior looks like, rather than just building an exterior of a house and then being like, oh crap. Like, yeah, You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people are the same. This is I think I come back to this actually. I think I just put this here and then come back to it later. But this is the area that's like the entertainment area. But I think I was getting a little bit frustrated. I can sort of tell by the way I'm moving things over and over, like being really fussy. I can tell I'm getting frustrated here. I'd also did this weird thing here. I've got the like the ivy or the plants on the walls. I had completely covered that wall almost with ivy, and then I was like, hang on, it's missing. Like, I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared. Is it because I'm using move objects? I don't know. But yeah, just add a little bit more of that back in. I did get a little bit confused with this build because when Chris was having a play around on it, he was placing some objects and playing with the resizing, sizing things up and down, and he sized up the duck and the big dog teddy bear, and I've got a photo of it on my Twitter. It's really funny because I thought he deleted it, and I left my game and saved it and exited and came back, and then I realized like the shadows were being a little bit weird, and then I zoomed out to take a screenshot, and I was like, there's this really big shadow over the house. What is it? And then I realized that big dog was still on the roof. Like, it was huge. It was like it took up the whole, like nearly the whole neighborhood. It was that big. And I was freaking out because you can't delete it. You know, when things are like just too big, you can't find the origin point like to sledgehammer it. And I'd already saved, so I couldn't control Z. And I freaked out a lot. But I managed to, oh my God, I sat there for 5 to 10 minutes, like a really, really long time. I managed to delete it. So, because I almost uploaded it to the gallery with the stupid dog. I wonder if anyone would have noticed. I should have just left it and I just waited to see if anyone noticed. But, oh, Chris. I like this little area here actually, like I've done the same trick, like the table coming out of the counter, like it was built that way, like it's a built-in table. I don't know if it looks good to you, but I like it. But yeah, like a little barbecue area. I really like it. It's cute. I would totally sit out here overnight, and the little toddler lights fit really well, surprisingly. So, because I can never get them to fit. Like, I need to, like, if I go into a build and I want to use them, I need to plan ahead and make sure the area fits them properly, because I just think they're just an awkward size. What are they, like 5 squares or something? I can't remember. But yeah, they're a really, really awkward size. But I've just put some cameras around the outside of the house to make it seem a little bit more like, I don't know, private. I don't know why these cameras, because who could really get up there? But in case there's like someone scaling the walls. Oh, I did the... You have no idea how many times I have to cut that out of my videos, and I always miss one. Like, I'm hopeless. I always go to hit escape and I think it's F1 and it sends you back to the map. I do it like literally all the time. Oh, I remembered to put a desk in. This is what I'm doing here. Please, let's celebrate that I remembered to put a desk in the damn build. I really almost forgot. And I was like, I can't remember what made me think about it. I think I can't remember. But anyway, this is what I mean about the shadows being weird. Like, this area is completely in darkness, and I noticed there wasn't any like shadows coming in through the windows inside the house, or there was barely any. And as soon as I deleted that huge dog object on the roof, I finally got some shadowing and like some actual proper lighting. So yeah, I'm glad I noticed. Yeah, this is just the other area. The counters were doing something weird. I can't explain it. I think it does it again. Wait, what is it doing? I don't understand this game sometimes. I think if I didn't actually use cheats like move objects and that, I wouldn't come across like any issues at all. But it's always like when I'm using move objects. Sorry, my nose is getting real runny suddenly. I feel like my mouth's getting all, because I just want to have this green smoothie. I'm still holding it like in front of my face, like just taking, like, as soon as I finish this commentary, I'm going to drink this whole thing. I should have just drank it first, because like literally this whole commentary, all I've been thinking of is this green smoothie in my hands. And I'm like, oh my God, green smoothie. I'm so healthy. It's like literally just banana and protein and soy milk with some like green stuff in it. Like, you know, like that good green stuff. I don't know. It's because I bought it a while ago and I haven't had it since. And I was like, maybe I should just try to have it. And because it was like $30 or something. It's a lot of money. I used to buy stuff like that and be like, I'm going to be so healthy. And I think I bought it about a year ago. So I'm going to try to drink it. But yeah, I'm very excited. I just want to drink it now. When is this over? I also got a coffee as well that I think's gone like lukewarm. Oh, here we go. I'm going to leave you to the screenshots. I'm going to drink my smoothie and my coffee. I hope you like the build. It's on the gallery. My ID is batarisims. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I am sorry about the commentary again. I hope you're having a great day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.